What we call the build is our chapter project where students and members of EAA Chapter 20 are building an airplane called a Vans RV-12. This is the second plane of the chapter build. The first one was a grassroots effort, and we're thrilled to have mentors and students who worked on the first build collaborating with new members. For this one, our chapter has formed a team of student leaders, and we're going to introduce ourselves and tell you more about what's going on. Today, we will be meeting our student leaders, getting a lot of information on the build, and having a question and answer at the end. Right now, I encourage everyone to put in the chat their name, whether they're a student, mentor, parent, or board member, and our favorite type of pizza. What do we want on pizza? Which I know seems super random. Why would you have pizza and aviation? I'm hungry. I just had lunch and I'm still hungry. So let's talk about pizza. All right. We know that this is a weird and challenging time for everyone, and we are so excited when we can get back into the build to meet everyone in person. And I personally can't wait to meet everyone in person. I miss that kind of contact with people, and I'm so excited to build in person. Awesome, pepperoni. Ooh, making me even hungrier. We do not have a slide, so I'm going to share my screen really quick. I'm going to share my screen. Let's go present mode. There we go. Share screen. Here we go. So this is our intro. Again, this event will be recorded and posted on social media, so keep your cameras off if you do not prefer your not to be on YouTube, which is totally okay. So let's move on from here. Our flight briefing for today, let's go over the plan for today. As you can see on here, we are going to do an introduction to the student leaders. There are 8 of us, as well as what this build looks like. We're going to have an overview. Our social media team and our entire media team is going to talk. It's important to be on Slack. If you're not, we can totally help you out with that, and there's going to be another email about it. That's where all our updates happen. We're going to have Elizabeth talk about COVID-19 safety, that general area. And at the end, we're going to have our Q&A. So I'm super excited for that. We're going to be here to answer all your questions at the end. During the Q&A, please put questions in the chat that we will be reading and answering for you. So let's meet our student leaders. We have 8 student leaders. Athena, our treasurer, could not make it today. However, she sent us a video to watch. So here is Athena, and I realized that I did not share my computer audio, so I'm going to do that right now. It's a little bit important. I'm only human, and I'm doing my best. I'm so sorry, folks. All right, let's try this.
Hi everyone, my name is Athena Chang and I'm currently a sophomore at Stanford studying mechanical engineering. I'm also an Air Force ROTC cadet. I'm also a student pilot, and so right now I'm working towards my private pilot's license. On the build team, I'm currently the treasurer, and so what that means is I'm tracking all the finances, doing the accounting, and also raising as much money as possible so we can fundraise thousands of dollars for the build itself. Sorry I couldn't make it here today, but I'm looking forward to working with you guys on the build, and hopefully I can see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you, Athena. She's been a massive help and a big part of this project in the very beginning stages. So we have a lot to talk about today, and let's start us off with Jaden. Go ahead.
All right, hi guys, I'm Jaden. I'm a junior in high school. I'm also a student pilot. I was part of the original RV-12 build, which you guys can see sitting behind me in the background. For this build, I will be your chief executive officer. I will be the person managing the student leader groups, as well as making sure the build runs smoothly. I'm also the point of contact for any questions from the parents. So I'm going to put my Gmail in the chat. And if any parents have any questions, please contact me.
Garrett, whenever you're ready.
Hi guys, I'm Garrett Fedisoff. I graduated Sarah High School in class of 2019, San Mateo. Took my studies to Chico State University studying computer science. I'm a student pilot right now. Going for my solo, and my roles of the build have been crafting a mission statement, receiving the tail kit with Thomas, a mentor who's here right now, overall operations of the build, and talking with the board and the students. And I'm really looking forward to meeting everyone in person.
Awesome. I guess I'm next. Hi, I'm Elizabeth Antoine Hans. I'm going to be your student project manager for this build. I'm an aviation maintenance technology and engineering student, and I was also part of the first build, and I'm looking super forward to meeting everybody and getting this going. As the student project manager, I'm going to be working very closely with our mentors, our student supervisors, and anyone who's participating in the build to make sure that we get this plane built and have a really safe and fun time doing it. It's nice to meet you all.
So as I said earlier, my name's Mo. I'm a high school junior, and I'm the student supervisor. I'll be working with Elizabeth to organize the logistics and working with so many students, organize the logistics of working with so many students on a technical project where safety is key. For example, we expect 25 or more students, so we'll be forming smaller teams and working out shift times in the coming weeks. I play and watch basketball and baseball, and I love comedy, so if you ever want to talk about sports, life, or anything else, feel free to reach out to me. I promise I don't bite, except for pizza. Sorry, I'm really hungry. I'm a relatively new member, and this community has been so welcoming and amazing, and I'm so excited to work on this build with y'all.
Hey guys, I am Brandon. I am a junior at Irvington High School down at Fremont, but coming up here, 30-minute drive to San Carlos is worth every minute of it, so I don't have any grouches about that. But for this, I am your media lead. So if you guys have any issues with media, or you guys wanted to bring up any media posts, like new ideas for media, just give me a call, or give me a text, or give me an email, and I will post that in the chat in just a second here. But basically, just a quick hello, and look forward to working with you guys.
Hi everyone, my name is Carter Blair. I'm 15 years old and I'm currently a sophomore at Palo Alto High School. I'm hopefully a future pilot. I've been with this chapter for about 5 years now, but I was unfortunately too young to participate in the first build. So this is going to be my first build experience. Most of you guys probably know my mom, Elizabeth Doherty. She's the Young Eagles coordinator. I am the social media manager, which essentially means that I'm going to be managing all of this build's social media platforms. So Instagram, I'll be overseeing YouTube, and in the future, the website. So yeah, it's a little bit about me.
Hi, my name's Nolan. I'm the media production manager, so I handle all of the physical media capture, editing, and making sure that gets done on time. So I'm a student pilot, photographer, videographer, FX artist. I do a lot of things. Yeah, that's me.
Thank you to all our student leaders. If you have any questions, we are all on Slack, and you can email, or you can DM us, and we will be happy to answer any questions. Let's move on to our overview of the build with Jaden, our president.
Alright, so the overview of the build. So I was part of the last build, and I'm currently flying that plane, so let me tell you more about what an RV-12 is. A Van's RV-12 is an all-metal seat, side-by-side, two-seating trainer plane, which uses a 100 horsepower Rotax 912 IS engine. About 3 years ago, we started the original build, and the plane flew for the first time last September. Last Saturday was our first 100-hour inspection, so that plane is really a big workhorse right now. Okay, let's see. Sorry, I lost my place. So moving on to the next bullet point, support of the board. Support of board and mentors. So this build is student ran, but we will be working very closely with the EAA Chapter 20 board and mentors to make sure this runs really smoothly, and yeah, make sure no one gets hurt and everyone has fun. So our last build, we had 5 total students that were here constantly helping us. This build, we would have 25 plus students. That's going to give us a lot of opportunities to form lifelong friendships with people or have mentors to guide them through their aerospace/aviation journeys. Okay, moving on to the next bullet point, parent volunteers. So we need parent volunteers to help us with stuff that students can't do or stuff that would be more logistical for parents to do, such as fundraising. Our tail kit, which arrived our tail kit that arrived on December 28th, we fundraised for that, and we're going to have to fundraise for every other kit that we're going to have, so that's going to be a bit. Moving on to the next bullet points, staying in touch. We're going to send out Google Forms. They're very important, so please fill them out. That's how we're going to collect information, and that's how we're going to keep in touch with you guys, seeing how well you guys like this build, what can we change about that, etc. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Let's move on to what this build will look like. I know we have a lot of people who have never built an airplane before. In fact, most of us. So hopefully this fills you in a bit better.
Sure. Hi guys, I'm Garrett Fedisov. This is our Thomas and I slide. You can see us in the Thomas is on the top left, I'm on the top right. That's the day we received the tail kit. It was a pretty fun day, and that's what's going to lead us into this. This build is going to be all about fun, and we're going to learn and work together as a community, and we're a nurturing environment. And in that in that environment, that's how we're going to learn and teach each other. And we're going to build off each other. And the students, it is a student-led project, but along the way, we're going to have mentors that are there for us that we can turn to if we have any questions. And they're going to be kind of our guide throughout this. And yeah, these are life skills that not only is it cool that we're building an airplane, but we're taking on skills such as teamwork, leadership, and these are just real world skills that you're going to take along. It's going to be really fun. Thomas, if you'd like to add anything.
If anyone out there thinks they can't build it, all you have to know how to do is read. So if you can do the READ thing, you can build this plane. So, and it is teamwork, leadership, and perseverance. Just keep after it.
Thank you very much. Social media team, the floor is yours.
Okay, so hi everyone, my name is Carter. Again, I'm your social media manager. So it's my job to make sure that you guys have easy access to build updates and just have a good sense of what's going on with the project. So with that being said, if it's possible for you to scan the barcode that's in the top left of the screen, that will bring you to a link tree that has all of our social medias linked, as well as our Slack link. I'll be posting all of our usernames and the Slack link in the chat once I'm finished. But other than that, yeah, we're going to be pretty active here. We're going to have, I think, a few more social media platforms as we progress and actually start building, hopefully soon. But our main platform is Slack. That is the platform we're going to be interacting on, especially now. It's more important that we can't see each other in person, that we're communicating, making sure that we're getting like up to date, and just making connections. We're gonna be spending a lot of time together, hopefully. So If you haven't already joined the Slack channel, be sure to click the link that I'm going to paste in the chat. Join. It's really easy. You should have no problems. If you need any help, just reach out, ask us, and we'd be happy to help you out. We just need you to be active. That's pretty much all you can do right now.
Thank you, media team. Is there anything that Nolan or Brandon would like to say about media?
I was muted there, don't know why. So, I'm Nolan. Again, I do media production, and so we've actually got some opportunities. If anybody's interested in joining the media team, you can see them on the screen there. Get in touch with Brandon if you're interested, and he'll tell you what to do. But animation, storyboarding, videography, writing captions, and managing a social media platform if you're interested in that. And so now let's talk about how our media team operates. So if we need something filmed, either I or one of the other videographers, photographers will go to it, and that's just based on who's available at the time. So yeah, it's like we'll usually have one of our people at build sessions to document it, take a photo or two, post it up, keep people updated on it. But yeah, we just operate as we're needed. But with that, I'll hand it over to Brandon for upcoming posting events.
All right, guys. Hopefully you guys are still awake. So for the next bullet point, we have upcoming posts and events. So basically, upcoming posts, we have a new probably another video coming out within a couple months. It's just on a standstill because of COVID. Virtual is in the works right now. So that's basically what's coming up with posts and events. And again, if you want to help out, you guys can just let me know. The next one would be if you guys want to send photos or videos to the media team. So within that QR code in the corner, there should be a Google form that has been linked there. For that, just send in any of your photos and videos, and that will help us kind of get stock footage or any other footages that we can add into videos or anything. And then if you guys want to get into the technical stuff like how to film it, how to take a picture, just send me a text individually. Other than that, I think we covered everything for.
Thank you very much. Up next is Elizabeth with COVID-19 safety.
Hi, everyone. Again, so at the moment, you know how the world is. Things are unpredictable, and it's been very difficult with this pandemic that's been going on. And as a build team, safety is our top priority. We don't want anyone getting sick or injured. So at the moment, the San Mateo County stay-at-home order is still in effect, so we can't meet in any capacity, which means we can't build, obviously. We don't know when we'll be able to start the build in person just because of the unpredictable nature of the situation. It's difficult to give people a deadline, which is tough because I know everyone's really excited to get started. When we are able to meet in person at the hangar, we're gonna be keeping everyone safe by following CDC guidelines, and we have our own COVID-19 policy and procedures that we're going to follow: mask wearing, social distancing, all the good stuff. If you want to take a look at that, we have a document for you. Actually, if you scan the QR code in the upper left-hand corner, that should have a link to our COVID-19 policy, at least the most up-to-date version. And we will continue to keep you updated through our social media and emails whenever the situation changes. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the student leaders and Jaden and any member of our team, and we'll try to get that answered for you or ask during the Q&A. Thanks.
Thank you. All right, so here is our Q&A. We've gone through pretty much all the material that we have for this virtual introduction. However, as a heads up, we will have a lot more virtual events coming up. We have one coming up later in the month, and we have a meeting this upcoming week to discuss the final date and what we're planning on that event. So there are going to be a lot more events coming up, which we will get emails and Slack out to you about. So stay online to stay up to date with that as best you can. Please enter any questions you have in the chat. And again, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who has come and joined us on this awesome day. I believe that on the RSVP form, if you filled it out, there were questions that could have been that we were going to answer in this, but we're going to go to the chat first. And there's a fantastic question: how is the fundraising going so far? And I would kick it over to Athena, but she is unfortunately not here. I'm also on the fundraising team, so I will tell you that it is a work in progress. We got the full funding for our tail kit, which is fantastic, and a very special thank you to Elizabeth D, who has been fantastic just with absolutely everything, but she really helped us with the funding for the tail kit, and she's been an absolute rock star. How are we planning on scheduling build times for students? I'm going to kick this over to Elizabeth.
Which one?
Though Elizabeth not B. Elizabeth A.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. So at the moment, we're scheduling students in groups. When we are able to build, we'll be scheduling them in groups on Monday, Saturday, and Sunday. So Mondays, it's going to be in the afternoons and evenings, and then Saturday and Sunday, it's going to be in the morning into the early afternoon. And I think we had a form that we sent out to check availability, and we'll be working with everyone who wants to participate on scheduling everyone in so that they can get a chance to work with us.
And a question that might follow that, which I'm going to try and answer right now, is what happens if you can't make a build that you said you can? It happens, it's life. Definitely let us know as soon as possible, and we will work around it to the best of our ability, maybe get someone in there. We don't exactly know right now just because we can't even go inside the shop or inside the hangar, but we'll keep you updated on that because that's a very important question. When do building meetings occur? There we go. Experience-wise, you need to be experienced or an active member. Excuse me. What experience do I need to be an active member of this build? I will give this to any one of our student leaders.
Go for it. Go for it.
Oh, okay. So you don't need any experience. You just need to bring, enthusiasm. If you have any experience with, anything that might help us out, if you're really proficient with social media, talk to our social media team. That's still part of the build structure. If you're really proficient with, helping people fundraise and organizing events, that's really awesome too. If you have no experience with power tools or building anything, that is fine. We will teach you. It is a group learning experience, and all you need to do is be ready to learn.
May I add that let me quote what Thomas said, and all you really need to know how to do is read. You could learn, and we'll pretty much teach you the rest.
Yeah. Once we get started, what is the expected schedule? 1 to 2 times per week? That's a fantastic question. I promise you there'll be an email about that. As of right now, we are still figuring out times to get into the hangar. So when we figure that out, we can figure out how many students, and we're still figuring out student availability. So when we have all that figured out, there will be an email sent out and as well on Slack. I promise you we'll get back to that. That is a very important question. Thank you for asking. What is our next target for funding? Garrett? Or, I'm sorry, Gary.
To add on to what you said, Mo, right now it's about insurance and when we can work. So we have a couple of days that are open: Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, I believe is what we've talked about. But once everyone tells us their scheduling, we'll be able to figure that out more. Go for it, Mo.
Definitely. Next target on fundraising. Would anyone who maybe hasn't spoken yet, because I believe we've discussed this on our Mondays, would anyone like to take this one?
Well, I mean, go ahead, Elizabeth.
What I was going to say is that it's a kit airplane, and so it's a series of 7 kits, and they kind of get more expensive as you go along, and in the end, we're going to need to raise 6 figures. So the tail kit was not that expensive. The total with shipping tax and everything was about $3,400, but they get much more expensive as you go along. So we really want to target like the next kit. So every time we're fundraising, it will be for the next kit. And we are a nonprofit. So if you have an employer who can match, that's super helpful. It's tax deductible. And if you have any experience with fundraising, we welcome your ideas.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
And no corporate sponsor yet.
We're working on it. Please cover eye and ear protection while building. This isn't necessarily a question, but it's definitely good to go over, and it's something that we will continuously go over. But would someone like to take this?
When you guys get to the hangar, there's a box of a bunch of eye protection. We have glasses. I think Thomas said we should bring, like, those little foam ear things if you want to keep yours safe, just stuff like that. If anyone wants to add.
And mentors, when we start actually being able to get back into in-person meetings, we'll show you where all of that stuff is.
Yep, and go ahead.
And just an add-on to the safety procedures, which the other Elizabeth is heading up. We will also have a sign-in and sign-out procedure, so that everything from hand sanitizer to making sure everybody has eye goggles to making sure that we can do any sort of contact tracing. We're just going to be as meticulous as possible to follow all of the CDC guidelines and also all safety guidelines when it comes to working with power tools.
Definitely. And another thing about safety, especially with COVID, is going to be that we are going to have temperature checks, and everyone, of course, is going to be wearing their mask at all times. And I believe depending on how windy it is, we're going to have some teams work outside, and no matter what, the hangar door is going to be open for fresh air. Are we right now building anything? How do we get access to the hangar? There's a code, yes. Where are the PDF instructions accessible online? So let's start off with are we building anything and access to the hangar? Someone who's been at the hangar a lot, maybe even at the hangar right now, hint, 2 people, would they like to take this one?
I don't know who you're talking about for the second person, but in terms of access to the hangars, we do have a code for it. I'm not sure how we're gonna get that. We do want to keep it so the code doesn't get out everywhere for safety reasons. That's applies to the gate code as well. I guess we'll talk about that more as we get closer to in-person meetings.
And right now we're not building anything. We're gonna abide by these guidelines and just wait for right now.
But like Thomas said, it's all about reading, and so we can put online the plans so that everyone can start reading the tail kit instructions and the background information that's in that. And we'll also be looking at maybe sharing some training videos